Hello, hello, it's Lara Joe. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Come on in. We're going to do some tarot. I'm going to start though with sacred geometry. So let's see what guidance we can receive there. Hello, hello. It's Lara Joe. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Oh, that's not girl. Hold on. Hey, Debbie girl. Please tell me how you're doing. I'm a lost cause. Baby, don't waste your time on me. The one I sent you? Does it not, like, that was my anthem for a hot minute there? Because, yeah, things I used to be up for now, I'm like, no, I know, babes, but that was why I told you to go feel your stuff, right? I know you're angry, I know you're confused, but that's why I said to go feel it. Because I knew you were going to be angry and confused, and that's okay. You're meant to release that baggage. It's not yours to understand. It's not yours to figure out. It's not yours to carry. Girl, I actually don't want you to do that right now. I just want you to lean into breathing. Like, yes, lean into health, but actually breathe into being gentler with your body. Once you start forgiving your body, I'm actually going to read the text that I sent my daughter. Hold on. Because she's struggling with some stuff, and I've known that this was coming. But I'm going to read what I sent her, because I was like, she's feeling a little harsh on herself right now. And I said, forgive the version of you that people remember when you were fighting for your life to survive. Okay, so I'm going to say that again. Forgive the version of you that people remember when you were fighting for your life to survive. Okay, so be gentle. Okay? I know, like, the tendency is to go back to, like, our younger version and be like, why didn't you do... No. You need to remember that woman, that man carried you through so much. So people are going to remember you a certain way, and that's a them problem. Right? It's also, Debbie, why I want you to get up and... I know. Why do you think I'm over here reminding you? Right? Yeah. Hi, Anna. I'm sorry, babes. Debbie girl and I have been working really hard together, along with, like, 3 other women I've been working with really intensely today. So her and I are on a train, like, on a chain. So, okay. Okay, here's the thing. You feel angry and confused, yet do you feel lighter once you finally looked at it and said, hey, no more? Hiya, Bradley. How are ya? I used to work with a mammo tech. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, both sides. My skin tells such a map of where I've been, so. Okay, well, Debbie, that means you still have stuff that you need to release, like expunge it from you. So there may be some more driving in your future just to be able to finally breathe a little bit. Yeah. Debbie, I do all the time, girl. Why do you think I get so frustrated? Because I'm like, come on. I do all the time. And Anna, girl, I'm here chatting, and if people want to learn from what I'm, teaching, cool. I'll get into collective eventually, but there's some things that need to be talked about. Okay, Debbie, you don't even realize, girl. And one day, yes, I will be able to lay hands on you, and that day you're gonna feel like people feel an electric shock when I touch them. Sometimes they feel invigorated just because I have magic Reiki hands. So yes, the goal is, girl, to get you to see me so that I can actually do some shit. Right? I know the power in my hands. I also know the danger in my hands when people treat me wrong, because I can also, have a very negative effect when people don't want to be good people. Right? So, No toxicity. 514. Detoxify your relationships. It's time to say goodbye to the things that make you feel unhappy. Right? We say, stress about dealing with that person. I would rather cut that person out of my life because it means that I can find peace in my mind. So, and Debbie, I don't even need to lay hands on you to know kind of what you're needing, but you also have to do your own side of the process. Like, you have to feel your shit. When I give you guidance, it's feeling it. Yeah? So, yeah. Let it go. Let go of people that make you feel like you don't deserve happiness, because that's just projection. That's how they feel about themselves, right? 400, have faith. Your angels hear you. Okay? Your angels hear when you cry. And Debbie girl, remember how I said use every tear that you cry as to be a chrysalis for your new life. That's like a butterfly spiritually that you are providing for yourself every day for every tear. So if you're going to get messy and cry, know that you are building your happiness, because every day from here on out, if you are, wanting that, you're going to find a butterfly spiritually, whatever it is, in real life, to remind you why you didn't give up today. Right? That's the biggest, don't give up today. Do you know how many people give up and it's like they were right on the edge of making that impact? Yeah. And also, okay, I know, but that the tears are going to come when the adrenaline of the anger rushes off. When the confusion and the anger wears off, then you're going to be like, because you'll be like, why did I stay so long? Why did I put up with that so long? Why did I stay sick so long? Ask me how I know, because I've run every gamut of the emotions. Okay, so that's that part. Don't be your mom. So let shit go. Right? You don't remember how I said, your protection versus grown folks' feelings no longer matters. You do what's best for you. Okay, but they did, but now you can get out. So don't let them keep trapping you. Talk about it. Okay, so I'm going to say something that's really going to hurt. Bear with me. It's like, yes, they trapped you, but you allowed it. And I speak because, yes, my ex and my kids trapped me, and I allowed it. So now it's, how do I crawl out of it? How do I rebuild my life, even though I played part in it, right? Because I allowed shit to slide too long. So when do you finally start saying, I have to... Okay, this was an analogy I gave my daughter, which was, that girl's not happy with me right now, yet I know I had to deliver lessons, and she has to go test and see if she applies the knowledge, right? I can only present the lessons, and people can take notes, and then when the test comes, it's, did you retain what you learned? And the thing that I said to her, because she had someone say things, someone read her, and she didn't like it, and it was like, that dirty laundry that you're avoiding, it's yours. It's not going to get clean until you finally get up, realize that your dirty laundry needs to be washed, and it's your own thing, so no one else can wash it, no one else can dry it, no one else can fold it and put it away. It's your task. So when you've been carrying baggage around, right, you're on a trip, you're on a journey, and you're carrying bags, well, you have other people's stuff in your bags and your own stuff. So you need to finally come home from that journey, unpack the bag, give everybody their own shit, be like, you know what, that's not mine. I'm no longer taking it. That's emotions, that's feelings, that's shame, that's whatever. But give them back their shit, because it's no longer yours to carry it, and then wash your shit because it's yours. And that's how you start healing your mind. That's how you start taking back your life. You start saying, no, what's mine is mine, and what's yours is yours. If you want to share with me, cool. If you don't, I'm not doing your work for you. So, babes, it's part, you need to stop carrying other people's shit. Okay? Because you're tired. Your body's tired. So, let it go. Hi, Zion. Sorry, I've had to have a lot of very hard conversations with people I love today. Not just on a personal, but in my collective. Zion, we're kind of doing cheer chat. If you want to ask your question, I'll see if it comes out within the answers. But right now, if I don't get to it, it's not personal. It's just we're kind of in a stream of things. So if you want to ask, if you don't, everybody's just kind of waiting for collective energy, though. Lessons that are coming out. Sage wisdom that I'm just dropping like nuggets for everyone. Because, yes, I do have a lot of wisdom. And I share with a lot of people, young and old, male and female. So, and animals. I share wisdom with animals, and animals share them with me. 433, angels oversee. Ask for help. Your angelic team. Okay, and this is the other part, Debbie, and I know I say this all the time, but just a refresher. I'm doing a free reading right now. This is collective. You're not asking personal questions for free reading, for general collective. This is my free work. I do a lot of it. I do a lot of free reels, healing. So, buckle in. You have to ask your ancestors, your guides, your angels, and give them permission to help you. So, Debbie, you may be crying out to your angels, but if you're not truly giving them permission to intercede on your behalf, they can't do anything, right? Because it's your free will. Think of Aladdin, right? The genie pops out the bottle, and he can't grant his wish till he says, is this what you want? Is this your wish? And you have to say yes. So the same with your ancestors. They can't violate your free will. So if you're over there not knowing what you want or not being very specific, your ancestors can't help you until you pull the trigger. Okay? So think of it this way. If you're in a dangerous situation, or if you're in a situation that you want to learn something, okay, but did you actually, in your heart, give them permission and say, hey, I need your help, and then get your hands off the wheel? That's the other part. You have to ask for help and then let it be in their hands. Okay, so keep doing that, girl, because you're still here. You keep coming back. You're making progress. So obviously what you're doing is working, but remember that you have to actually tell them. And it's like an ongoing thing. It's like each specific thing. You can't just, like, when you're asking for their, like, so you ask for help and then you just say, you know what, I'm going to let my guides drive for a little bit. I'm going to let my ancestors handle it. I'm going to go watch TV. I'm going to go read a book. I'm going to go draw. I'm not going to fret about it. Okay. Except how's that working out? It's less about control and more about acceptance and gentleness. Understanding. There's a gentleness about understanding the things you can't fix and the things you can fix, and then working on your side of the street only. I realize. And that's why I'm here to redirect you. And you're not my only Scorpio that I have to hold their hand and walk them through this and be like, you need to let go. Right? You know that. So also when I'm hard on you, I hopefully know why. Yes. 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 Have I not been like, Debbie, before? There are times I literally look at my phone and I growl. Like, I was on the phone with someone earlier and I growled. And I was like, oh, when you guys get me growling, I'm just like, fuck, I can't do it for you. But if you don't learn, so this is something I said to someone else this morning. If you do not learn, the divine will handle it, and that's not ever going to be good. So either you learn it or it'll be taken out of your hands. Look at me with Tuesday, with the tire, with the, having to ask in God's house for help. Like, that's, if you don't do it yourself, God will do it for you. And that's never fun, right? So which do you want it on your terms, or do you want it to be handled? Because that's why I'm normally like, I don't like to turn things over to my ancestors, because they have no filter to discern what is good or bad. Yeah, so I always tell people, I'm like, you want to apologize to human me? Because if I have to turn it over to the ancestors and God, like, you're kind of, that's not good. So that's that part, is, do you want to have a gentle ride, or do you want it to be like ending up in an accident. Because if you don't listen, eventually it ends in accidents. So. I'm one of those, and I was like this as a mom too. I'm like, with my kids, I'm like, you guys better handle it between you two, because if I have to step in, there's gonna be a lot of trouble. Yeah, so that's where that sense is like you need to handle your shit, because if God has to step in and like separate you two, it's going to be a lot. There's a lot more to it. So when do you decide I'm taking my life back, and when do you decide, like, yes, you can ask your ancestors for help, you always can, except for just know that if they really have to take action on your behalf, it gets ugly, right? So it's all a work in progress, though. You are, but I'm reinstilling it because you're still questioning the process, right? You're still like, I'm tired of the accent, so what are you doing, right? To make the path different than what you've been doing before. I'm just here to hold. I can get the mirror out. Do I need to get the mirror out? Because I know how you feel about I know how everybody feels about the mirror. Right? I know that was said kind of belligerently, but that is the part, is that when people want to blame and blame and blame, then it's like you get the mirror and you're like, well, you're the creator of what you experience. Are you experiencing the best life, or are you experiencing, not so desirable? Because you have the keys. It's kind of like I used to tell my ex-husband, because he'd always say, like, I don't care, or I don't know. I go, you can't say that, because if we get in the car and I start driving, right, and you don't know where you want to go, and I pick a place without any input from you, but then you aren't happy with where we go, you didn't specify what you wanted, you can't be mad at me. Yeah. So that's that part. Feel the rage, feel the fear, and also know that you can push through it. You're bigger than it. It hasn't stopped you until this point. So, girl, alchemize that. Remember how I said your healing is going to be what you tell to the world. That's how you're going to help others heal. So feel your shit. You can't just be like, oh, I was so angry. No, you have to be like, okay, and then put that into whatever it is that you're meant to help with impact, right? Okay, it doesn't go away. You have to learn how to work with it to make it not a factor. And that's a you test, right? Okay. So I'm going to say something else, right? And this is going to feel like shots fired. Castor oil can't fix 6 decades of trauma and pain and abuse and mistreatment of the body. It can help you assist along with other tools to heal you on a deeper cellular level. No. 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 You need to intuitively listen to what your body is trying to tell you. Not what the fear is trying to tell you, not what the doctors are trying to tell you. I don't. So Debbie, it's hard to, without actually having a conversation or seeing results or I can't speculate, right? I can't just, and that's so I would, like, that's something that we would talk about further, like, address that specifically, right? Because I don't know, and I don't want to make comments on it. Thank you, Andres. I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. Okay, but the part of it is, Debbie, you have to realize the damage that's been done to the body, that's what you've done to your body. So you are also going to be responsible for figuring out how to heal it. Right? There's not a magic wand. It's perseverance. Honestly, when you get angry, that's your most powerful way to manifest. That and sexual power. So anger and sexual power, those are the most powerful ways to manifest. I'm not talking about like sexual power, just having sex with everyone. What I'm talking about is using that as a channel to manifest your most creative life. So, you know, when you get angry, that's like your energy. How are you utilizing it to create what you want? I mean, I'd rather be getting off than getting angry, but here we are. Alright, I'm going to take a drink of water, and then we'll see what comes out next. Alright. I know. Okay, so Debbie, here's this part. Do you want to survive or do you want to be comfortable? Because you've been, like, do you want, okay, let me rephrase that. Do you want to thrive or do you want to survive? Because for so long you've been in survive, right? So in order to, oh, okay. No, Debbie, you're fine. I wanted to come in and do this way so that way it's not just, you know, like I'm getting more than just me out there, because when other people come in, you know, they learn, and or they also like I do messages for them. So no, this is fine. Okay, so if all you've ever known is how to survive, Albert Einstein says the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So if all you've been doing your whole entire life is following the pattern and just barely surviving, and I do mean barely, in order to thrive, you're going to have to move different than how you were trained. Right? So when you said like you were gonna deny stuff, I'm like, no, listen to what they have to say. Go home, think about it, digest it, do your own research, and then make a choice. You don't have to make a choice right then and there, but if you go in arguing, there's no room for them to present you with all of the information, right? You're already shut down before you walk in. So that's why I said, like, don't choose violence. Like, choose to actually hold and wait and speak, like, think before you speak. Because you're also, if they're used to you coming in and just swinging all the time, because that's how we feel, and this is no shade, right? I do it as well. We have our guard up when we go out, especially Scorpios, because you guys have a hard outer shell, right? Then you also can't receive what they truly are trying. Like, if you go in being aggressive, they're going to act aggressive. So that's why I say, if that's all they're used to, if you go in calm, you're going to see a different side, and then you can also make a decision based off that. If you go in every time and the reaction has always been one way, and then you change your pattern just to try it for one day, right? Change the pattern and see if you get different treatment with that. See if you receive different crops and yields, right? It's okay to change your pattern, even if it's for one day. Just try something different than what you normally do and see if you have better results. If you don't have success, then you can go back to the other way. And so I also say, like, life is a roller coaster. We ride the ride for 24 hours. The next day, we can get on a different ride, try a different emotion, try a different feeling, try a different scene, right? And during the middle of the day, right, because it's an amusement park, you can actually get off an emotion or a ride or an experience or a situation at any point, right? If you were at Disneyland and you were in line and you waited for 2 hours, but then you were almost to the front, but then you're like, I just don't want to anymore, you have the full right to say, I just don't want to get on that ride. I'm going to go try a different ride or go sit down and rest. Okay? Do you understand how big a challenge I had to take on that I agreed to help babysit the water signs? Like, I should be a hostage negotiator because you guys are stubborn as shit. But I'm also over here like, no, guys, like, get your finger off. And, okay, the irony to add to Lara lore, right? Um, one of my boyfriends, and I talk about this kind of, yeah, except for I do that with everyone, babe. So what I'm telling you is there is a different way, right? So it's okay to be soft. It's okay to be hard. It's okay to fall apart. It's okay to come together, right? So one of my boyfriends, when 9/11 happened, which I have so many different ties around 9/11, but he was sitting in a control room in Italy with his finger over the button. I was just like, yeah, no, those are the kind. And he was a Sagittarius, like a December Sagittarius. And I was over there like, yeah, I'm glad that he wasn't feeling hot headed that day because he taught me how to drive stick shift. And that was, we almost killed each other. So, this is why I come to people and people come to me to teach, how to soothe that fire within and or stoke the embers that need to be restoked. Like, sometimes you don't know it. Angels do show up right in front of you to say, like, hey, girl, you're loved. Look how far you've come. We're with you. We're beside you. Thank you for the help. And like, Debbie, so many times you have freaking helped me and been awesome. Like, I know, like, you've come through financially in so many ways that, like, you don't know how many days I've been like, oh, thank God for Debbie. So, like, I know I'm hard on you, but that's also because it's like, I know, right? How awesome you are, and you show up in the ways that you can help me, and I show up in the ways that I can help you. And some days, like, Scorpio is really, you guys do need, like, tough love. Like, you and Capricorns, I'm over here like, the beating shall commence until morale improves. Like, do you want to keep getting the... Because okay, here's a little Lara lore also. Past life, I was a dungeon executioner, right? In some pretty violent times. So when I'm over here, like, I dream in dungeons sometimes. You guys don't get it. Like, when I get really mad, I have to calm myself because I'm dreaming in dungeon. I'm over there mentally thinking about, like, what would have been done had you have done that to me, a few hundred years ago. Because, so that's that part, is like, when you guys need to be corrected, I'm the one that is dumb enough, I guess, to pull the straw and be like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna be the one. So, right? Some days we're the hawk, some days we're the butterfly. I know those were weird metaphors all over the place. Hopefully it made sense, but... Okay, so financial freedom with 413 and 433 angels oversee. So yes, this is building. And also, Debbie girl, when I talk about releasing past lives, that releases those gifts and those talents and those things. So, like, this is just, like, this is when you can finally stop doing that thing that keeps you feeling stuck, right? Yeah. You're going to learn the things that were beautiful in that life too that you can utilize here. Okay. charge your phone. So I know it's a painful journey, right? Yet that's also why I say, like, it's worth it, because you unlock money, you unlock abundance, you unlock partnerships from past lives that have been locked away until you learn the lessons so that you don't compromise what it is you truly want. Right? When you become awake, like you're awake right now, like this is the lifetime. If you can figure out the lessons, you'll unlock your lifetime. So let's, that's why I'm like, let's do it, because you're going to figure out big things. And it happens today. How exciting, even when we're exhausting. Okay, 333, equilibrium. We have to tap back in and find our balance. This is the Trinity, past, present, future, Father, Son, Holy Ghost, Mother, Maiden, Crone. The equilibrium is realizing that we are all interconnected. We are all interwoven. Nurture the mind, body, and spirit connection. Your angels are asking you to balance yourself. What area of your life feels out of alignment? 901, turning a page. Now is your time to begin again. It's time to start a new book. Not just a new chapter, a new book. So find your footing and realize which way you want to go. Right? Once you hit rock bottom, the only place to go is up. So let's do it. And you've been in tighter spots than this. Okay? Or if you haven't, you're actually forging new territory, which is where we're at right now. Congratulations. Why would I care about your opinion, Daniel? You're a boy with no picture, hiding behind a screen, trying to have a commentary about a woman that doesn't care two shits about you? Cool. 483, inner acceptance, receive self-love. Daniel, if I look so tired, are you going to pay my bills so I can sleep? Otherwise, shut up and get out. Daniel saying, I look tired, not even knowing what the week I've had and the hell I've faced and the people I've battled, yet I look tired. Loser. Alright, Debbie girl. I probably have to go pretty soon too, because people suck and it's pissing me off. Maybe that means it's time for me to redirect and go do something more important than entertaining fools that want to insult. 410, help incoming. It's all coming together. Right? Everything we want, we had to wait for it all to be aligned so that we could do the dang thing. Alright, Debbie girl, be safe, girl. Spiritual downloads, 800. We are receiving messages from the universe. Are you listening? If you're not, it's only going to get louder. I can speak to experience on that. Yeah, here we are. Alright. So spiritual downloads, prepare for new knowledge, make space for it. You have to let go of the old stuff that you identify with so that you can make space for the new stuff. 222, trust fall. Your angels ask you to trust your place in life right now. You are right where you need to be, right when you need to be there. It's a hard process, though. Trust fall with the universe. Okay, so 100% of your hardest days, it's been you and the divine. And even when the divine hasn't been listening, it's still been you and the divine. So trust that every time you've fallen, yeah, you may get hurt, but you haven't had anything serious because you're always protected. So, like getting hurt, start putting yourself in safer situations. Okay? Alright. 200, good luck. You make your own fortune in life. You're the driver of your car, so you make your own destiny. 200, good luck. You make your own fortune in life. 7-11, persistence. Reap the rewards of your efforts. Keep doing the thing. Keep working. Even when no one else shows up, even when no one else believes you, keep working. Daniel, you don't know a dang thing about me, so go eat a big dick like you want to. Okay, guys. Sorry. I know that's aggressive, and I don't care. Don't come at me. Because happy people don't come and harass people. Right? So, obviously, Daniel's unhappy with his lot in life, and he needs to see a therapist about that and not harass people behind a keyboard and be faceless online. Of course, what do I know? I'm just the one receiving his ickiness. Daniel couldn't last 30 seconds in my life, so he should stay in his own lane. Of course. Whatever. 410, he'll help incoming. It's all coming together now, right? What you've been speaking out is coming back to you. So, 451, advice. Signs are everywhere. Your guides are trying to contact you in any way, shape, form possible that they can. And if it becomes really emergent, they'll put you in timeout. 740, new connections. Keep an open mind. Be willing to meet people, even if they aren't your normal speed. Like 740, new connections. Keep an open mind. Don't judge a book by its cover. I had that happen yesterday with a police officer where I think he judged me, and then I think I changed his mind potentially by being authentically you. So be you. Show up even when it's hard. Show up even when it's scary. Speak your truth. Hello, Maurice. Speak your truth. Your angels proclaim that the time has come to express something you didn't feel comfortable expressing before to yourself and to others. This realization of self has been with you for a while now, and your angels are ready to create changes in your life to accommodate it. Reflect on what your future self would have to say to you at this moment. Okay? Alright, I'm going to pull from a different deck because I'm tired of people being icky and sassy, because life's hard enough. Why do you have to be a jerk? Right? Pull from the Sacred Geometry. I'll take that first card. Discernment, using wisdom to know when to stay and when to go, or when to fight and when to go, right? Discernment is using that knowledge that you feel inside you with your third eye chakra. So this is becoming very comfortable and awakening your third eye, right? So working on opening your crown, opening your third eye, being able to see without seeing. Hi, Sasa. How are you? Thank you for the roses. They always do. And they don't go to anyone better. So even if she looks better, she's not better. So just know that he's over there hating every moment of his life. Okay? That being said, stop crying over him. Get up. You're way too pretty to be crying over that dusty ass dude, right? If he wants to be somewhere else, let him be there. Okay. I'll tell you a personal story about that because I have long-term experience. So, Jamila, and I'm sorry I said it wrong. I know I did. We have Gaia, so if you're wanting to travel to Barbados, I need you to go out and touch Earth and give that energy to the Earth. Ask the earth to help you bring that into reality. So like me, I went to the riverbanks because I needed financials. So that's in Sandra, I already answered it, girl. Yes, he did, and he's miserable, and I'm not, girl. Come on. Love you. Not anyone else. Okay. Gaia, we need to be going to the earth. If you want to know what's going on, go put your bare feet on the earth. You'll find a lot of things out. I promise. That's how I find out a lot of my information, is tapping into nature. So if you want to know how that person is doing, go outside. The birds will tell you. Oh, okay. And that's the annoying part, because I can't, like, when I, like, stream, it's like I have a lot of people, right? So when people, like, when stuff cuts out, and I know it happens, it's just it's, like, disruptive, because then I have to backtrack what I just said, and it was already perfect the first time it was said, and then, so that's where it gets annoying. Yeah. So, yes, he did, but it wasn't a good decision. He's regretting that. So, go love you. You're worth more than that. You got too good a butt to be worrying over a dusty-ass dude. Okay. And then, I'm so sorry. I know I'm not saying that right. I'm sorry, babes. It's hard to do when it's just text. But, like I say, go outside. Ask, petition the earth to help you in what you need. Because as you're outside, you're going to get sun on your face. You're going to feel clean, fresh air in your body. You're going to remember to move your body. So go outside if you're wanting things, if you're wanting answers. Reset your nervous system. Okay? If you're feeling dysregulated, go ground. Breathe, rest, drink water, meditate. That phone call will wait. That person will wait. That everything, that'll all be there when you're done. I promise. Do the thing that makes your mind right. Delight. Breathe, do the things that make you happy, make you dance. I've had a lot of shade thrown at me the last few days. And whenever I feel it, I just start to dance. I know it seems silly as hell, but I'm like, no, I'm going to shake the haters off, because no. Let's do what brings me happiness, because they're just miserable people. And they'll still be there when we're done enjoying our joy and we feel our happiness. They'll still be there. So go do the thing that makes you happy. Number 19. That's a very relevant number for me personally. So, and it's the sun in the tarot deck, which we live in the solar system, right? So everything is centered around the sun. It's how are you bringing joy back into your life. Tantric journey, this is about being sensual. Feel the love in the journey, right? Taste the thing. Sweat with the exercise. Do the thing. Everything about life is sensual. Are you willing to breathe and lean into it? Okay? And heart chakra, when you come from a heart-centered space, right? Heart is earth and it's ears. So if you want to hear the heart of the earth, put your ear to the ground and listen. So if you want to become more earth and or love and or heart-centered, which the earth is all money, right? It's pentacles, it's wealth, it's stability. So if you want to open your heart, you have to listen to what it is that you're truly wanting. You have to listen to the rhythms in nature and go with those flows. Okay? The way you get to heaven is through the heart. And it's within your own body and your own mind. Magic was on the bottom there before I start shuffling. Tap into your own magic. You were meant to heal you. So start listening to you and not everyone else. Right? You know when someone's not for you, you're like, ooh, no. They're not for me. They're not cool. They're not in the they're not welcome to the barbecue. That's the funny part. That dude that was harassing me earlier, I'm like, he didn't even get an invite to the barbecue. Why is he showing up to heckle from the outside? All right, universal love, number 44. This is saying that we are balancing. We're finding the union within us, that balance, that harmony between masculine and feminine. Prosperity, that's going to be what opens our gates for prosperity. When we find that love, that joy, that that's what brings in that prosperity, right? You start seeing different. Divine, feminine, and communication. So tapping into that feminine receptivity. Receive what the universe wants to give you. Crown chakra, knowing that you are receiving, right? Enlightenment, crown is royalty. So when you get crowned, that's purple. That's royalty. That's tapping into your divine knowledge, your divine crown. Corona. Crown. Okay, allowance and sacral chakra. Allow yourself to feel the sensuality. Allow yourself to feel joy. You don't have to walk around sad all the time, I promise. So, okay. I'm going to put that away. Okay. I love him too. And I don't agree with your statement, so we can disagree, like agree to disagree. I know he's coming, but why are you in here harassing me with that? I've known he was coming for a while. I received the message a few years ago that he was imminently on the way, so why are you rattling my chain? I probably have a closer relationship with Jesus than you realize and or that you do. So for you, not for everyone else. That's your choice and your belief. You can't make anyone else eat what's on your plate. You're not practicing Christianity. I know you're jazzed up about Jesus, except for you're not practicing the ways of Jesus. Crickets? Okay. Except for you have a platform to do that, right? Not everyone feels the way that you do, which is fine, but don't come into other people's lives and like force your soup on them to eat, right? They don't necessarily find sustenance in that. So you want acceptance and light, and instead of actually listening to the messages that I brought forth, you wanted to overtake this and say how your answer is the only one. That's not fair to me or to my collective. You didn't come in and listen, right? You came in to argue, and that's not what Jesus wanted. That's not what Jesus wanted at all. So you're not doing the job that you think you're doing, man. I know all about the light. Except for what you're doing, this isn't helping anyone. So you have a platform. You can broadcast from your platform your message and find the ones that agree like you do. Not everyone in here, like there are people in here that have faced religious trauma, and because you come in and you spout your things, they don't feel safe receiving messages and or expressing themselves. And that's what Christianity does all over the place, right? It doesn't allow anyone to be different than them. It just comes in and says this is the only way. There's many ways to receive the outcome, and yet you feel that yours is the only one that everyone should drink. Definitely not what Jesus is about. He wasn't about making a religion. He was teaching about the own divinity within you. That you are the creator. God is in the outdoors. God is in everything, yet God isn't truly found in a church, right? The steeple is the trees, not a building that some man tells you how to think and feel. And super religious people should be careful because there are practitioners that will go and take their religious stuff and use it against them. Like when super religious people come for me, I turn to Psalms. I use your words, right? To remind you of what your words mean. So you got to be real careful out here rattling chains, rattling cages that you should not be rattling. Because you don't know who's going to return to you one day. Just saying. You guys are out here throwing hands, not knowing who's protecting, right? And then you're going to realize that you fucked around to fuck around as human, to find out as divine. And you were never meant to do what you did. That was ego. So, okay. Hey, if you don't like me, there's this really cool thing you can just keep scrolling. You don't actually have to stop, right? Just like when there's people that you don't like in real life, you never have to stop and interact with them. You can just keep going, right? Okay, flickering streetlight, fear and anxiety. Whatever you're doing, if it's causing you to be afraid, that's not for you. Stop going out in dark alleyways at night. If the flickering streetlight causes you to feel anxious, stop putting yourself in the situations that are causing you to jump and look over your shoulder. Stop hanging out with the people that you can't trust behind your back, okay? You're putting yourself in those situations and those places, and that's also, you can take yourself out of those situations and those places. Okay. Plate of pasta and meatball, entanglements, right? Relationships and entanglements. So, who are you breaking bread with? And if it feels like a haunted home or a dark, shady alleyway, those are not your people, right? You don't want to be sharing with them. And especially dudes out here, women putting period blood in the spaghetti. You gotta be watching who you have making your food. You guys don't realize that that causes obsession, and that'll cause someone to end. And I can speak on that. I've had super religious, and not because I ever did spell work on them, but I have had super religious people lose their fucking mind because they did something they weren't supposed to against me, and it drove them over the edge. And I'm like, that's your fault, man. You were told not to do that. So removing people from your life when they're not meant to be around you, that's a big lesson, regardless of if they tell you they're okay or they're safe or blah blah blah, or you're ever, no, because that has saved my life more times than I can count, by removing people that I'm like, you are dangerous, and I know that if you stick around, something's gonna happen, and I'm not gonna be responsible for that. Squirrel, unpredictability. How do you beat the matrix? Be unpredictable. How do you beat the pattern? How do you beat people that are trying to keep you in a cage? Be unpredictable. So squirrel, unpredictability. Store your nuts for winter, should you, but also act crazy. Anybody ever been yelled at by a squirrel? Or just me? Like when I first moved into this house, because the house had been vacant for a really long time, and when I first moved in, like the first few months, like I would go outside and the squirrels wouldn't expect me and I wouldn't expect them, and then they would yell at me, and I'm like, bitch. It was also kind of right after mating season, or right after, like, it was kind of springtime, so those babies were young, so I got yelled at a lot. So making sure that you make yourself bigger than you, like, make yourself big. If you are a tiny person, you make yourself big, whether it be physically, whether it be loud. If you, like, move different than what they think. Okay, tipped over trash can, good luck and opportunities. Yes, seize the opportunity, even if it makes you feel a little questionable. It's time. So be unpredictable, get away from those people, seize the opportunities. Okay. Love the song that's playing right now, Losing My Religion, REM. Yep. I speak of this as I've had an experience where for the first time in 17 years I was taken back to the church. The last time I was in the church was when I was pregnant with my middle, and that was 17 years ago. My grandfather passed away. I had to fly to Illinois for his funeral. It was November. I was miserable, and I haven't set foot in a Baptist church since then. This week I was there. So it's, again, testing your faith, bringing the lessons for you to learn, and figuring out what do you need to let go. Dumpster fire, upheaval. Okay, upheaval, revelation. When you finally let shit go, then the universe can show you what you have been missing. So let people go. Let them be with the people that are their vibration. When somebody leaves your life, like, somebody's like, oh, there was someone else. No, that's their speed. Right? She didn't get a prize. She got something out of the trash. You, ma'am, are a trash panda. So if you're, like, crying over that man or that woman, she didn't get a prize. And that's going to be revealed to her. You don't need to even be anywhere near it. You don't even need to help it. You just need to get out the way. Let it be. Right? All right. The cage. Boundaries and routine. It's time to start being your own person. Stop being in other people's confines, because how has that worked out for you up to this point? Have you truly been having success with staying in other people's expectations and boundaries of who and what you're supposed to be? Because if you haven't, then now may be your time to be your own authentic self and not what everyone else expects of you. Just a suggestion. Okay. Let's see if we have any tarot. Otherwise, I'm going to probably hop out pretty soon because I'm pretty freaking tired and I've done a lot of work today. Two of Pentacles. We are balancing our coins. Don't forget to rest. That's the other thing with progress. You have to you have to rest to be able to appreciate how much you've accomplished. Right? You have to be able to sit down and go like, oh, I have a full plate of food because I worked really hard. So Two of Pentacles is asking you to sit down and remember the balance of how hard you've been working and what you have for it. If you're constantly thinking that thing is outside there, you're never going to be satisfied. Death, putting an end to what is no longer for you. I'm here. How are you? Death, we're finally saying goodbye. Heavy Scorpio energy, Two of Pentacles, whatever we're saying goodbye to and transforming into our own thing, it's going to bring us that balance and financial situation. So let that thing go. I know you're a perfectionist. It's okay to release it however it is. It's probably more than okay. So stop holding on to it thinking it's going to get better tomorrow. The moon, there's things that you're not seeing. I'm going to speak on this really quick. And I love, because this is Pisces energy, but a situation I'm going to speak on is relevant to Pisces, to Scorpio, and balancing the finances. Can't even tell you how many times I've released a video on TikTok not knowing anything about a situation brewing behind the scenes. So it's like, even though I wasn't seeing things, I was putting an end. I was speaking on things that, I wasn't, I was speaking on them, but I didn't know why. I was like, I'm not sure why I'm speaking on it, but I'm going to follow intuition. And then finding out sometimes minutes, days, weeks, years later, how whatever I posted at that time was relevant. So realizing that if you can't see everything, you just have to pull the trigger and go. So death is just finally saying, I've got to go forward without knowing the reason. Because the reason, sometimes you'll receive the test first, and then the lesson about, and this actually happens so much in life and school, and I'm going to talk about it. So you'll receive, so even in life and school, right? You'll receive the pretest. So when we get here, we receive the pretest. Like, what lessons did we accomplish in school too. Like when you start the new school year, you know how you'll take like the pre-test where it has weight but not really. It's testing to see what do you know. So even sometimes you don't know anything, but it's testing you to say what do you know and what do you need to work on further. So it's also with not knowing, sometimes it's you don't know, but you release it and you say, okay, well, now I know at least what happens if I do that thing. Okay? Be brave. What's the worst that can happen? Right? In anything in life. Like sometimes, you know what's funny? I had someone that I've been working with since February, and she's like, what would Lara do? And she's like, I actually moved like a way that I thought you would move, even though I couldn't talk to you in the moment. She's like, and it worked out really well. I go, yes. Right? You have to trust that whatever you're doing or whatever you're accessing, it's meant to assist you. It's meant to help you. And even when you're quiet, it's like, what lessons have you learned from receiving? Like, that's your testing as well. When you are testing in school and with the divine, like people will be like, I haven't heard my spirit guides, they're quiet. I go, yes, because that's the test. That's the, seeing what have you retained and what do you need a little more work with. So remembering this is all a learning process, and yeah, you're not going to know everything, but when you do find out what you need to know, moving differently, right? Move different because it'll give you different results. Okay, Knight of Swords. Ooh, that's not very nice. Whoever's sending that. Knight of Swords, Four of Swords. Cutting off anyone that's betrayal. Right? Knight of Swords, swiftly. You're like, if you're going to play mind games with me, and if I have to sleep with one eye open, no thank you. Okay? So using that discernment too, and using your intuition to cut off anything that doesn't feel like it's a good fit for you. You don't always have to know. Sometimes you just have to know. All right, Emperor, Aries, you're meant to rise up into this very empowered situation, taking charge of your life, but that requires making tough calls. Not everyone can come with you. Not everyone's going to be happy for you. Not everyone's a fan. And if they don't want to come with you, they aren't happy for you, and they're not a fan, that's cool. They can go be with someone else that's more in their lane. That doesn't have to feel like grumpy. You just have to say, okay, I release you in peace, and I'm going to go do the things with the people that want to do the things with me. Right? So you're just not on the same vibration or plane anymore. Ace of Cups. Your love is on the other side of that fear. That thing that you've been fearing to do your whole entire life, that thing that you love is on the other side. So don't forget that. All right, I am Lara Jo. I'm going to hop out. I hope you guys have a great day. To book one-on-one, you would go to Ko-Fi, which is ko-fi.com/Siren Song Lover. To tip, which is greatly needed and appreciated, Cash App, which is Siren, capital S, Song, capital S, Lover, capital L. I do Reiki, sound therapy, inner child healing, counseling, PTSD healing, womb healing, a little bit. I do everything. It's tiring, and that's okay too. Anyway, all right, guys, I'm going to catch you later. Bye.